guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Oblong Polka Dots. My name is Kerr, and on this channel we talk about makeup, skincare, and beauty. So if that's something you're into, you've come to the right place. I was not going to film this look, but then I changed my mind. So I grabbed one of these new ColourPop quads from their, I think it's like the C collection or something along those lines. But this one is called Shell Bound, and it comes with 2 mattes and 2 shimmers, and I'm just going to do a simple look today. So I've already kind of prepped my lid with some, where is it? I'm always putting things away, you guys. I already prepped my lid with the, what did I do with it? Here it is. I already prepped my lid with the NYX Jumbo Stick in Milk. I would have gone with a pink because, as you can see, this palette has kind of a pinky peachy tone to it, but I decided that I wanted something a little bit lighter. So generally what I do is I start off with just the base color, which is typically the lightest color, and then followed by the darkest. So we're going to start here with this one, and on the packaging it is called Clam Bake. So we're just going to press Clam Bake into the lid. Go. And then once I get enough color on the lid, then I'll start kind of working it in a little bit. And that way I have like plenty of saturation there on my lid. Do you see what that looks like? So we're going to do the same thing with the other side. So right now I'm just depositing a lot of color on there, just packing it on. Then once I feel I have enough color on the lid, I'll start working it in. I do it this way because I really don't want to basically chase color all over my lid. I just want it to be a nice saturation. And because my skin is brown, I found that it's easier when dealing with lighter colors to start off by just packing it on. Here we go. See how that looks? And then any mess I can clean up later. So I'm just going back to this other lid and making sure that it looks the way I want it to look, and then we'll move on to the next color. So all I'm going to do is take the same brush that I'm working with, and I'm just going to flip it over onto the other side. And now I'm going to go with this other matte right here, the darker matte. And that's going to be for the outer part of my lid. We're looking for that V shape. Can you see that there? Again, I'm just packing it on first, getting the shape that I want. Just like that. See what I mean by it? It does not need to be complicated. It does not need to be hard. Here you go. We're going to do the same thing to the other lid. Just looking for that triangle shape, that V shape. Can you see that there? Just packing that color on. Tapping it onto my lid. And there we go. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, see what I mean? Does not have to be perfect, you guys. Just trying to put some color on here. Just looking for some contrast, right? That's all we're doing. some contrast between the lighter color and the darker color. That's all we're doing. Okay, so once you get that on there to about how you want it to look, then I'm going to take this and put it away into my other jar with my dirty brushes. I'm just going to grab a new clean brush. It's going to be the same style, just this nice flat brush like this. Now I'm going to start working with the two shimmers. So again, I always like to start off with the lighter shade. So that's the one right here on the top, and then the darker shade. Same deal, I'm just patting it on. There we go. Now this side. Again, I'm just patting it on, you guys. I'm not doing anything spectacular or phenomenal. I'm meeting right up with that other color. Now I'm just going to take my brush, I'm going to flip it over, use this side. We're going to use the other shimmer here on the bottom. This is why I really like these quads, because they're super duper easy to work with. They make it almost foolproof to be able to create a look, you know? So again, we're just patting color right on top of the two original colors that we laid down on the lid. The look basically creates itself, you know what I mean? Just like that. Overlapping a little bit with the other shade, so it's a nice blend. Not too much fallout from these. There we go. See that? Super duper simple, right? Alright, so now let's start blending things in and sprucing it up a little bit. I'm going to just take one of these small blender brushes, a little bit of dome on the top. This is from e.l.f. I think it was like $1. And all I'm doing is just going over to these edges. Can you see that? Just kind of blending everything in, blending it up a little bit. We're going to clean all this up in a minute. I just don't want to have any harsh lines. I wanted to kind of have that ombre effect and just blend right up. Just following the brow bone. If you need a guide, you can feel that bone right there in your socket. Just follow the brow bone. If you don't have steady hands, it really helps kind of keep you guided. There we go. See how simple, you guys? Alright, so now we're going to take this same little brush and we're going to go ahead and kind of mirror this look here. So you know how you have the darker on the outside and the lighter on the inside? And then the same is true with these two mattes. So we're going to start off here with the darker on the outside. So it's kind of the opposite of what we began with, right? We're just going to be tracing that bottom right there. See that? Pulling it in a little bit. Not all the way, just about halfway. Same on the other side. Okay, I'm going to take our little brush and clean it off a little bit. Get some of that color off of there. If you have a little color switch pan, you can use one of those. Or you can just use a wipe if you have one, just to kind of remove a little bit of that color. And always go in the back of your hand and make sure it's kind of off. And then we're going to go in with that lighter color right here on the top. Just going to finish it off. go. Okay, see that? Super simple. So now what I like to do is I'm going to go ahead and start kind of cleaning up a little bit. So I have my wipe here. Yes, I came prepared with my wipe, you guys. It's great. So excited. So a couple things. If you don't want to use your finger to kind of go underneath, you don't have to. You can grab yourself like a Q-tip or something along those lines to get a little more precision. And you can just use that inside of your wipe. All we're doing is just kind of cleaning up some of this fallout. There we go. Okay. And then same thing for this side. A little bit of fallout here. There we go. Okay. Much better. Alright, so now I'm going to take a look here. Make sure everything is kind of blended in nice. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Do see a couple spots. So what I'm going to do is just take a nice clean Q-tip and kind of push that in a little bit. Not a lot, just a little. See a little bit of cracking there. Really don't want to drag the color all over the place, so just kind of pressing it in gently, very gently. Don't want to hurt your eyes. Okay, so that's done. Now let's go ahead and grab some liner. And I think because this look is so light, I kind of want to have a darker liner, something that's a little more of a contrast. Let me see. I like brown. I use brown a lot. I was trying to see though if I had something different. Hold on. How about maybe this one? Let's see. This is Demolition from Urban Decay. I think that's a little bit darker than I want to go. So how about instead we go with, let's put Demolition back, and maybe we'll go with Smog from Urban Decay. That's this one. So Smog is right there, right below Demolition. I don't want something too dark, you know what I mean? I want something that's contrasting, but I don't want it to be sultry or vampy because this is a daytime look. So I'm going to sharpen my pencil a little bit. Needs a little bit of sharpening. I love these pencils from Urban Decay, the 24 Glide-On Slide-On pencils. I've been using these for eons, and I'll tell you what, man. They are totally worth the purchase. I know that $22 is the last time I checked anyways. They were retailing for $22, but here's the thing. Just wait for them to go on sale, or wait for a sale to happen at like Ulta or Sephora, and then stock up. Alright, so I'm starting off here. I'm just going to be lining my waterline. I'm not going to be lining the lid. Just take your time. This pencil is so buttery smooth that lining the waterline with it is very easy to do. It's very gentle. So it's not going to pull or tug or irritate your eye. And then same thing here, we're going to do the bottom. Again, just take your time and be very gentle. You don't want to poke your eye, and you don't want to pull on the skin too hard, you know. Just be gentle. Okay, there we go. Alright, and then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Just take your time. You can do it in small sections at a time if you need to blink. For those of you that wear glasses, you can always grab a mirror that has the multiplication view on it. I think they're like the 5 times mirrors. Like this mirror I have in front of me, you just flip it over and it magnifies it, so it's easier to see. But again, just take your time. These are your eyes, so you really want to be careful. And once you've lined it the way you want, just go ahead and get the other part. Again, I pull down a little bit, but just be gentle when you're doing this. Don't be rough with your skin. You don't need to do all that. Just going to pull it over like this. Okay. So once you get your eyes lined the way that you want, you know, again, just take a look. Make sure it's the look that you're going for. For me, like I said, this is a daytime look, so I really don't want to have anything that's too harsh. And then I'm going to finish this off with some mascara. I am loving this Essence Lash Princess Sculpted Volume Mascara right now. It's really my absolute favorite. So we're going to just throw this on real quick. Whenever I'm putting on my mascara, I always take a mirror and I start off by holding the mirror down below me, and then I can open my eyes and do my mascara in this way, and that way it doesn't get onto my lid because I'm looking down. I also don't tend to pump my mascara. You know how people will take it and they'll pump the wand into the bottle, and I don't do that because it does add a lot of air to the product and it dries it out. It also helps to just kind of give those microbes that grow, inevitably they will grow, some oxygen, and they'll proliferate. So your product won't last as long. There are definitely antimicrobials that are inside of makeup. They're formulated that way to protect you, you know, for health reasons. But, you know, why encourage them, right? And typically I find that there is enough product on the wand that I don't need to go back and forth into the tube too often. Now, you can always tell that your product is getting older when you do have to keep going back into the tube, and that's when it's time to toss it out and grab yourself a new one. Okay, so that's the top. And then I can always come back if I want to add another layer, right? I think that's good. And now we're going to do the bottom. Same thing. You're just going to take your mirror and you're going to hold it up. And that way you're looking up and you can put your mascara on and you're not getting it all over the place. Alternatively, people will use like a card or something with a flat surface and they'll put it underneath so that they don't have to worry about the wand messing up the makeup underneath or touching the skin. So if you don't have a steady hand, that's actually a really good alternative. Makes it easier for you. Okay? All right. So you see how much product is on this wand, how I did not have to go back in and dip it at all, and it's still depositing plenty of product onto my lashes. That's what I'm talking about. Like, most of the time there's plenty on there. All right. So let's see, maybe a little bit more right here. All right, so now we're going to go back in and we're going to clean up any mascara that did end up on the lid, because that is inevitable. But this time we're going to take a smaller brush so we have a little more precision in the process. So what I'm going to do is grab this little brush right here and I'm going to go in with this color right here and just start on the interior. See that? And I'm not rubbing it, I'm just setting it right there on top. Hope you can see that. Alright, and then we're going to look at the other side. I think there's a little bit on the other side too. So same thing. Just going to go right here. Again, we're not rubbing it because you'll get mascara everywhere unless you let it dry first. We're just patting that right there on the top. And there we go. All right. Super simple. What do you think, you guys? Doesn't take long. You know, to create a cute little look does not take long at all. If you want to go back in with a fluffier brush, like let's say that you don't like this line right here, you just want to kind of like make it a little bit smoother, you just go with a nice fluffy brush and kind of swirl that around a little bit, and that'll take that line right out of there. I tend to swirl inwards and not outwards, so you can see I'm turning the brush clockwise on this side, and I'm going to turn the brush counterclockwise on this side. So if there is extra product that I'm swirling around here, I'm just bringing it in and not out. There we go. All right, that's it. So after that, all you would do is, if you're going to put on some foundation or concealer or whatever, just go ahead and do that. Throw on a little bit of lip, blush, whatever you're going to do. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this Get Ready with me. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I appreciate your time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.